They're both coming off wins, so here we go. Shakur with a black trunks and in the light blue with white. Colors of the flag of Argentina is Carlos Suarez. You notice right away that Shakur is a southpaw, unleashing bombs here in the early going. Being a southpaw. Newark on his trunks, and the people in Newark love him. With Suarez backing off and waiting. This is not where you want to be with Shakur Stevenson, as he'll put pressure on him. Shakur went the distance in his debut against Edgar Brito. And so far, he's getting the power shots in. You do not want to sit back in the rough, so this kid's got tremendous hand speed, too.
I think he'll take his time, but if he gets that opportunity, it's on.
Well, with the extensive amateur career, he's handled guys internationally plenty of times in his career.
Yeah, 23-1 in international competition, so he's kind of seen a whole bunch of styles. There in the Olympics, they don't even get to prepare for their opponents. It's a different guy all the time.
Even you don't know whether he's a southpaw or an orthodox fighter. In this case, he knew Suarez is a right-handed fighter, and he's totally smothering Suarez. That one hurt him. Here he comes. He realizes he hurt him. Look at the legs of Suarez.
Here's the stoppage right here. I think it's because his legs were real wobbly. He couldn't get his feet back in time. And
prior to that, and then two really hard shots. And Arthur's looking right now because he's loose in the knees, heavy in the feet. His balance is not good. Oh, he ripped him with the left hand. Two solid, one upstairs and one downstairs. Shakur hit him on top of the head and down he goes.
That's it.
Arthur McCanny says, no, the fight's all over. Arthur stops the fight. Shakur Stevenson is credited with a first-round knockout. Staggering, chopping hand, and down he goes right on his kisser, and he pushes himself back up, and evidently Arthur looked into the eyes of this fighter and said, no, I don't want you to take any more clean punches because you're taking a lot.
Declaring the winner by way of technical knockout, repping Newark, New Jersey, Shakur Stevenson.
To grow on, where do you want to see him develop?
Well, I want to see him sit down on his punches a little bit more. He has a tendency of, being a defensive first type of fighter.
He is a precocious prospect as he comes forward here, firing off the straight left hands, and he catches Mendoza that time.
Shakur looks like Shakur looks like he is down, sitting down a little bit more on his shots, looking like more meaningful with his punches now.
Two-punch combination, and then sends the left straight to the body. You mentioned vision. Obviously, we often talk about all the different tools of defense, but when it comes to great vision, that is what Shakur applies so well.
A tough time here. This is his moment.
His first nationally televised fight, Mark. Also his first trip to New York. He's a hard-working pro from California, but he has been taking some damage here in round number 1 from Shakur Stevenson, who backs him into that blue corner with a left hand.
Shakur looks really sharp tonight, man.
Rigondeaux, one of the most successful amateurs the sport has ever seen. Round number 2 here between Stevenson and Mendoza. Is thrown. Goes to the body, places a right hand there, tried to chop down with that right hook. Short left hand on the inside, and that got to Mendoza.
Shakur looking really relaxed. He knows it's just a matter of time before he finishes Mendoza.
Good combination there. It included the headshot. Mendoza tried to fire back unsuccessfully on the inside. Said the last couple of days of training, you could smell the ash in the air. And Sparkle Lee has seen enough. Sparkle Lee did not like the continued damage that Oscar Mendoza.
That hurt Mendoza. Steps in, throws 2 more body shots on Mendoza.
The official time, 1 minute 38 seconds of round number 2. The winner by TKO victory, still undefeated, Shakur Stevenson.
You know, Stevenson he start kind of slow sometimes.
Not considered a slip. Patrick Riley's never been the full 8 before.
You know, Richardson.
What is it that makes Stevenson so good, at least as an amateur?
His boxing IQ. His boxing IQ.
Well, you never want to let someone who, at least on paper, is not nearly as good as you get confidence.
Oh.
And there's a left hand that buckled Riley back, and now Riley's letting his hands go.
Shakur is looking very sharp tonight. You can hear his corner there say after the jab, which is Coach K, the guy that trains him all the time. Riley looked like he might be a little gun shy now because Stevenson's landing those big shots. With over 300 amateur fights, somebody that know how to control range.
Let your hands go.
Control the range with that jab.
You're on your way.
Yeah. Oh.
Nice left hand there from Stevenson. And the southpaw looking to close. The right hand gets Riley off his kilter. Riley trying to fight back.
Nice body work. You see how Shakur goes to the body? That jab is killing him.
And Riley's down.
I believe Shakur is going to go in for the kill.
Why wouldn't he?
Stay composed, young fella. Stay composed. Mama, there goes that man. That's the man I've been looking for all night. Shakur Stevenson.
And that will do it.
There goes that man.
And this was the stoppage. Referee had seen enough. Riley will argue with that stoppage.
This is a different Shakur I've seen tonight. He came out a little faster.
Still undefeated, Shakur Stevenson.
Patrick Riley. That happened April 28th in Philadelphia, right near Newark. And tonight, he wears the green of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Right. I was there that night when Tyson beat Bruce Seldon, or Seldon quit, however you want to look at it. You know, he's got a lot going for him. If he can, which is what all young fighters.
Well, when you come from a good family and your grandfather's been training you to box since you're 5 years old, usually you can stay on the right track. His grandfather here tonight with him as he starts to open up against Elio Mesquita.
And he doesn't look intimidated by Stevenson at all.
Ooh, just as you said that, he ate a straight left hand and then a combination, and down goes Mesquita, just like that.
Perhaps he should have been a little more wary.
Here's the first knockdown, John.
See him avoiding the punch, throwing a left hand that knocked him off balance, another left. Here's another look at it. First round action, that left hand got Mesquita off balance. Then a straight left hand to the chin. Mesquita appears to have shaken that knockdown off. But what a way to start in Las Vegas.
A straight left hand, a shotgun blast by Shakur Stevenson.
Wow, that was some shot.
Mosquito back on his feet, but he's been down twice in round one. Will he survive to the second? He will. But how about Shakur Stevenson?
That's what boxing is supposed to be about. Because it is different. It's a lot different. You can see right there, they're mixing up their legs. And it's not easy to fight a left-hander if you don't have a lot of experience. And he's back on his heels. Now Stevenson's feinting him to try to draw him into another left hand. Good right hand to the body. He's down again.
And that might do it. Let's see if Mosquito decides to get up and continue here. 3 knockdowns for Shakur Stevenson. Back downstairs, a thudding left. Oh, a cracker of a shot. Shakur Stevenson.
What a body shot, withering.
Knockdown number 4. Mosquito stands up. He wants to continue. Why? I am not sure. So they will continue here. I guess Stevenson hit Mosquito while he was down. That's what the warnings were. And Mosquito's about to go down again.
This
it's
fight's
over.
going to be over.
Shakur Stevenson as they throw in the towel. It's over. Knockout number 4, win number 7, and he's done it in the fight capital of the world.
Undefeated as a pro, Shakur Stevenson.
At all times, protect yourself at all times. Anything below the navel here is going to be low. Anything below the navel here is going to be low. Touch him up right now, fellas.
All right, we will let you sit back and watch your young fighter here, Shakur Stevenson, as he will get things started, and then we will have Bud Crawford and Jose Benavidez Jr.
Simeon's coming straight down the middle. And you see Stevenson not doing enough work right now, getting kind of roughed up in the inside right now.
Wanted to test him.
Oh! A knockdown scored halfway into round 1 for Shakur. What a statement this could be for the young Stevenson. Shakur, here's the first one, Timmy.
Mid-distance range right there. Simeon standing there right in front. I think he threw a little lazy jab. Shakur comes around that with a short right hook right there on the chin of Simeon. And down he goes.
This is how he... Some have questioned whether or not he has developed his man strength. Could he get rid of a guy who's gone the distance with champions? He puts him down again.
3, 4, 5.
Has never been knocked out in his career. To the body he goes. Short right hand up top by Stevenson.
Something Shakur was keenly aware of. Simeon was stopped by Lee Selby and Scott Quigg. Lost but was not stopped. And Shakur thinks of this as an opportunity at 21 to show his man strength.
20 seconds remain here in round 1. Seconds of that first round.
When you got a wounded prey, you come to him, you step to him, you get aggressive, you let your hands go, you be precise with your shots, and that's what Shakur Stevenson done here. Right on the chin right there. You see the equilibrium go, and down goes Simeon.
36-year-old veteran, 12-year pro in Simeon, who got blasted by Stevenson again as he crumbles to the canvas, trying to hold himself up with that right hand. That is it. It's over.
Shakur Stevenson.
And for perspective.
Gentlemen, you both know the rules. Protect yourself at all times and make it a clean fight. Touch close now. Come on, fighting at the bell.
So many times we're sitting down my punches, showing a little bit of power. He comes up with a first-round knockout back on October 13th. That was the card that we had out in Omaha, Nebraska, with the sensational showing.
Trying to find angles and create things for himself with his movement. Rosales throws a ton of jabs, but it's going to be a little difficult for him to land a jab against the southpaw. If I was Stevenson, I would definitely test his chin out very early, because the longer you stay out of the ring.
You've been out of the ring as he has through his career. He's had long layouts throughout a long career. But compounding as good a lateral movement as we've seen from Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, when you have lateral movement, you can create angles, different angles. Nice shot right there. Rosales was just sitting right there to be hit. Stevenson following him as Rosales tried to get out.
Oh, good combination that included a left uppercut that split the guard.
There's another whiff.
He's looking to time him right now and coming around the guard. You see the high guard of Rosales trying to get inside of Rosales.
Hampton, Virginia. Told us yesterday, he said, listen, I can't talk too much about it. It makes me very emotional, but I will honor her with the way that I fight. That is Shakur Stevenson, 21-year-old, undefeated fighter, U.S. Olympian, originally from Newark, New Jersey, and has been living and training.
You know you've had a good life when winning the silver is your worst day.
That's what he said, right? Worst day of my life, winning the silver medal. So I'll never forget that day I lost in the Olympic Games.
Last great American Olympian. He's 21. He wants a title shot by the time he's 22 in June.
Timmy, you asked the question towards the end of that first round. Did Rosales even land a punch? According to CompuBox, they're going to give him one. One landed punch in that first round, 1 of 13, compared to 22% landed of 51 thrown for Stevenson.
You see Stevenson, you see Rosales. See, all he's doing is coming straight in. Stevenson setting traps, using distance, changing ranges, you know, and making Rosales fall short with his punches and then counterpunching him, making him pay attacks as he tries to get tries to get close.
It's not that Rosales isn't trying to cut off the ring. He's just unable to with Stevenson's lateral movement.
Well-timed left hand from Shakur moments ago. And you can see blood up there at the hairline now.
Stevenson now sitting still, looking for a counterpunch. He has Rosales exactly where he wants, lunging in. Will stop the southpaw. But Stevenson just too quick.
4-punch combination as Stevenson scoring well here. Final minute of round number 2.
In between this combination, which will definitely slow down and discourage Rosales.
Good combination that also included a right to the body there. Well, I'll tell you, Stevenson is really in form early on, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
Rosales going to the body as well.
Yes.
Rosales is having some success with that right hand to the body.
He is. He scored it early in this round and has gone back to it a few times. Felt crushed coming up short of not getting gold. But he also added to that and how much drive he now has and saying, that's why I can't wait for my world title shot.
That he wanted to be fighting for a title about his 12th fight. We're right on target.
Sitting here on fight number 10 as we start 2019. Let's check in with Bernardo.
You know, Wally Moses, who's Shakur's trainer and grandfather, said, the only thing I didn't like in that second round is that Shakur got away from the jab. Other than that, he's seeing things well. He's sitting in the pocket, and he's touching him up.
See how comfortable, Bernardo, he is right in the pocket there moments ago. There's that right hand to the body again from Rosales, but look at what Stevenson does in returning fire, giving him even more to the belt line.
To throw the jab, in excess of 30 jabs around, and he's just not jabbing.
At all.
Again, I mean, Shakur does it. Jab's the most important punch in boxing. Shakur does not get hit with jabs. It's rather extraordinary.
Wide sweeping right hand moments ago from Stevenson as Rosales continues to try to target that belt line, but unaffected is Stevenson. Comfortable standing right there in the pocket and firing off combination. Very broad general statement of what we're seeing here. He looks more like a pro fighter.
Oh, absolutely.
Simple as that. ESPN.com's heavyweight rankings.
Here's Shakur sitting in the pocket. Both hands are up from Rosales, and he actually...
Doesn't he also look bigger to you? Look at his neck, his lats. His body looks less like a little kid.
He's getting that man strength that comes somewhere. Listen, he's sitting here at 21 right now, but somewhere you just get that girthy.
Prospects and fighters out there, world champions, being in the ring with Terrence Crawford.
Well, how about that left uppercut as he ducked the elbow down to parry that body shot, block that body shot, and then comes right back with a left of his own.
When Rosales came back with that right to the body, you're looking for imperfection.
The right hand to the body.
Drop your elbow,
All you do is just drop your elbow. That's exactly what happened. You saw the catch and shoot right there. He caught that right hand to the body, and he shot a shot up, which was the left hand.
I'm just setting you up here, man.
Beautiful.
2020. You're sitting there with Leo Santa Cruz, Gary Russell, Oscar Valdez, who will be fighting February 2nd on ESPN and ESPN+, and then Josh Warrington, who we just saw defeat Carl Frampton, who's an all-action friendly fighter, and that's the guy, when you ask Stevenson, who do you want? That's the name he says.
It was Selby. Warrington beat Selby. He wants Warrington, who's really a high-volume puncher. We called that fight really impressive, Tim. He's also got to be thinking about Oscar Valdez, who's coming back not just from a great victory, but a broken jaw. They're really like the opposite kinds of fighters. Shakur is very outspoken. I don't like getting hit. And Valdez, his natural toughness, his inclination to walk through punches.
Into the ropes. Bernardo, what can you tell us about Rosales right now?
Aldo Cortez told me that maybe what Tim Bradley was observing.
Oh, knockdown scored. Left hand from Stevenson. He is flat on his back here in round number 4, struggling to get up. Does he have his feet under him?
Take a step to me. Take a step to me. Walk to me.
Charlie Fitch has to assess him here. He's still wobbly. That's it.
Think of this knockdown. Shakur being comfortable in the pocket, going down to the body, 2 straight left hands. As Rosales tried to actually get away, was forced out with the body shots. And look at the angle of Shakur Stevenson.
And because he
right
backed
down
up,
the middle.
Because he got backed up, Shakur got extension on that left.
Extension on that left hand.
He pulled straight back. Got
there
extension.
it is again. Nice little catch. Showing good defense right there. Nice uppercut by Shakur. And the straight left hand to finish the combination.
That was awesome, that left hand, wasn't it? And sneaky.
Featherweight champion, Shakur Stevenson.
Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson, who is co-managed by our ESPN broadcaster, Andre Ward, who has recused himself from calling the fight. So it's Joe Tessitore and Tim Bradley. Glad you're with us here. The return of live boxing under COVID-19 protocols.
You know what? Right now, it's funny because I like what I'm seeing from Caraballo right now. He's pressing on the gas pedal, you know, taking risks. He's going to have to sell out, and he knows that, and he's getting right to Shakur Stevenson at the moment. You just want to continue to get contact on him.
You know, that's a great point, Tim, and sometimes it's grossly undervalued in what you say. Just land, just throw, just try to get anything going. You always talk about that ability to find perfect range and distance with Stevenson. He gets off a 4-punch combination, including a right hand to the body.
Caraballo just sitting a little bit too long in the front, not moving in. And then, like I said, Shakur Stevenson, great at managing distance from his opponent. And he can fight at any quarter. He can fight in the pocket. He can fight at mid-range, and he also can fight outside. But right now, he's being an aggressive dog. You're right, the hand speed. You can see the skill level is different. But Caraballo, you can tell he's tough. He's taking a lot of leather on the way in just to get one shot.
Reminder, fanless atmosphere with COVID-19 protocols at the MGM Grand Conference Center, but you hear the murmur in the background, and you can join in that with Hear Me Cheer on any device. Go to espn.hearmecheer.com. A knockdown by Tony Weeks.
There's a possibility, Tess, that their feet got tangled, because that typically happens when you have a right-handed fighter versus a southpaw. See, every time Caraballo
with a body punch, he was effective with his punching in that first round, landing 22 of 47 power punches thrown.
Yes, Tess, I thought that their feet might have got tangled up.
Doubling up that right hand, the right hand to the body, scoring the knockdown in round number 1. The accuracy is just sublime, Timmy. He's so accurate and effective in placing his punches. And there is that power hand, the left hand to the body now.
But you see where he's choosing to be. Shakur wants to be on the outside. He'll maintain outside distance. If he wants to be in the inside, he can fight in close quarters as well. So if guys think that they just gonna come inside with this young man, no, you got something coming. He has great offense in the inside as well. Ooh,
that right hand was clipping. He drove that right hand down, and now Stevenson has Caraballo in trouble. Left hand to the head.
Showing that power test.
Taking those steps forward. Look at the hand speed, and now sitting down a little more and looking for the shot and finding it.
Shakur Stevenson is
creating a little space with that right hand. Just look in his eyes. See that laser focus on the target. So effective with that left hand moments ago. He left there, comes back with a check right hook. 3-punch combination from
That's
Stevenson.
exactly what he wanted, Tess. He wanted to get on the outside to land that backhand. He wanted to get full extension on his punches to be able to hurt Caraballo.
Covered up, and Shakur lets loose with a 3-punch combination. And 2. Of course, expectation that Shakur Stevenson will show power tonight against Caraballo. He has so far. In that last round, second round, he landed 29 of 55 power punches thrown. When we talked to him about how he thought the fight would play out, Timmy, he said, I think I'll be able to set him up and size him up in 3 and then get rid of him in 4.
Caraballo hitting him down to the head and the body. He's catching him before he gets to where he needs to be successful, and that's the inside. Double left hand right there from Shakur Stevenson. This is target practice.
Splitting the guard with that left hand, then wrapped it around, but more useful. Caraballo, 13-1-2 mark, and we told you he had won 5 straight since his lone loss. He understood the gap in skill. He fully understands everything Shakur Stevenson is and what he perhaps isn't. And early on in this fight, he tried to put forth a strategy that would counter that. But Stevenson's so accurate, so skilled, and on target.
You know, he told us in the fighter meeting, he said, you know, I want to sit down more on my shots. I want to press forward. I want to take a little bit more chances because I want to be impressive to the fans.
Hands free, hands free.
Yes.
Made the comment that I do have to get guys out of there. Talked about the fact that he wants to be a star, not just a boxer. And that he wants to surpass what others have done in the sport without having to play the villain role. And that means to him being the best fighter and being entertaining. Winning a world championship at featherweight, I mean, you're talking about a guy who can go multi-divisional world championships, you know, carrying weight upwards towards 140. Who knows, by the end of his career, 147. But you can start to see that development, especially right here at 130 pounds.
Yeah, you know, I asked him.
Shakur Stevenson, just the 4th U.S. fighter in the last 20 years to win both an Olympic boxing medal and a world title. You see the power punches through 3 rounds, dominating form. This a non-title fight at 130 pounds for Stevenson. He said, boxing is back. I want to be back with it. And first in the main event.
Stop, I got you.
Of course, he was scheduled to fight back on March 14th. That would have been a title defense against Miguel Mariaga. They'll postpone due to that first week of the shutdowns due to COVID-19.
The way Shakur Stevenson is boxing, but he wants him to continue to work the jab, go to the body, but not walk straight back. He wants him to set him up as he comes forward and then walk him into a big shot.
The grandfather and trainer of Shakur Stevenson. They have a dynamic relationship.
Come on, hands free, hands free.
Keep Caraballo outside. Make him rush and make a mistake and then make him pay so he can get a clear shot on him.
Mark Kriegel, what say you?
coming to terms with how do you get there? I understand being a young kid and saying, I'm the next Floyd, I'm the next Sugar Ray. The question, though, and it's a pretty deep question, how do you get there without imitating someone else? And how do you get there if you are a slick fighter and not playing the villain? This is a question that we dealt with earlier in the broadcast. Confront Shakur Stevenson, or he's going to have to confront.
Make great fights, be dynamic, be entertaining, and be you, most importantly. And that's what Shakur has talked about. Be authentically you.
But the problem isn't him, the problem is the system.
Shakur Stevenson is incredibly likable.
Don't put that hand like that.
Doing really well to the body here in this fourth round, Timmy.
Yes, he is, and that's where he needs to go down and continue to soften up Caraballo. He needs to continue to beat on the body, beat on the arms to bring those hands down.
Timmy, there was some nice work from Shakur in that last round.
Yeah, what I want to show you guys is that and make them miss and then make them pay is the beauty. It's what I've been talking about. This is why this young man is so good. He does this all night long.
Round number 5 in our scheduled 10-round non-title fight. And Stevenson to this point has outlanded Caraballo 85-12. He has landed 49% of his power punches. There's that threshold you talk about, Tim Bradley. Hey, if you get 50% of power punches, there's going to be a knockout score.
Yes, that's right. Most of the time, Tess. You know, I like the head placement right there from Shakur Stevenson, getting his head on the outside, not keeping it down the middle. Just
It's
great
the
fundamentals.
first main event of what will be the new look summer series of Top Rank Boxing on ESPN with the COVID-19 protocols. We are bringing you fights this month every Tuesday and Thursday, live fights on ESPN, and as was announced tonight, a special attraction on Saturday, June 20th from Mexico City with the 122-pound world champion, Emmanuel Navarrete. So next week, 3 nights of live fight action on ESPN.
Oh, hands-free.
Thursday, as you see, Jesse Magdaleno will be headlining against Yenifel Vicente. Adam Lopez also on that card, and a very good-looking prospect in Brian Lua, who's now 5-0, as we will turn right around and bring you more fights from Vegas. Caraballo looking for body work on the inside. Instead, he eats Stevenson backing up and able to land a left hand as he retreats. Now the uppercut on the inside as Caraballo was leaning forward.
Caraballo still not doing anything to get to where he needs
what a
to
combination,
be.
Timmy.
Absolutely. Shakur Stevenson fights when he wants to fight, gets out when he wants to get out, and box on the outside. But right now he's choosing to fight.
In boxing history, only the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, Vasily Lomachenko, is better. Of course, he did it in 3, which is ridiculous. You may never see that beaten. By the way, Tim, in that last round,
constantly all night, you know, it definitely bruises your hand. Let's see if he continues to use his left hand in this round.
Keep him up, baby. Keep him up. Keep him up. Come on, hands-free.
A hopelessness with Caraballo. He knew he would be outclassed, outskilled, and he goes down here in round number 6, halfway through round 6. And he's reeling in pain on the canvas.
Watch Stevenson just taking his time right now, setting up his punches. And he dips around with body shot, catches Caraballo as he's actually trying to throw a shot at Shakur Stevenson. Here it is again from a different angle. Comes around the guard. Caraballo has those earmuffs on, can't really see too much, and he dips it right underneath with the left hand to the solar plex. Excuse me, it wasn't the liver, it was the solar plex of Caraballo.
Here comes the left hand.
Shot
this is the knockout punch coming up right there. And that after numerous body punches that landed. Watch him bend, dig, deliver, and score the knockout.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Tony Weeks calls a stop to this bout at 1 minute, 31 seconds of round number 6. Declaring the winner by technical knockout from Newark, New Jersey, Shakur Stevenson.
He can pass this test. Here we go. Round number 1.
Guevara is a sturdy fighter. For those,
yeah, fighting at home, you have to learn to control your emotions. Can't get beside yourself and get out of your element.
He wants to stay in his chest. He wants to work the body. All the things that opponents say when they're facing a great boxer, easier said than done.
So Leo Santa Cruz, that was a 12-round unanimous decision. Of course, Santa Cruz now a titleist in the WBA. He can go from distance, can't he? The southpaw. Overly athletic Shakur Stevenson. Opportunities that Guevara may offer up. And here he comes forward.
Guevara's going to have any chance on getting in against a guy like Shakur Stevenson. He's going to have to use his jab. And yes, jab against the southpaw. Lunging in like he just tried to, it's not going to work.
And there is Shakur chasing him down with that southpaw jab.
Shakur stung him with that left hook.
9-year-old. He is the assistant coach for Team USA. He's a likable, mature, very calming force.
Already with 11 fights. This is 12th fight right now. You know, he knows how to extend with his punches.
Now, he is a master of the hit and don't get hit game, of the sweet science of the sport, of his ability at range. I mean, watch how that left hand can land to the body when you think that he's out at distance.
It's freezing right now. Like he doesn't have any answers. It's unnerving to miss a big shot and then to,
you know.
Here's Stevenson now, as he's able to pin him against the ropes.
Guevara's going to have any shot to have any success. He's going to have to answer those attacks by Shakur Stevenson to get some respect, because right now, he's
body
not getting
shot
out.
landed again.
He went down on that one.
Final half minute of round 2 after the body shot was effective. And now patient as he looks to place a left hand. Guevara just wants to get through this second round here. Stevenson closes the gap. Straight left to the body again. That has been the punch of choice. He gets him against the ropes, and he goes down again. Closing seconds of round 2, second knockdown scored.
As of now, beautiful setup off the jab, got him going backwards. What did he do? Follow up the straight left hand, and down goes Guevara. Beautiful extension on his punch.
He's having his way. And great boxers, they measure twice, cut once. But when we get the sense, and when they get the sense that you don't have anything for them, you'll see a different individual.
You saw the body punch numbers according to CompuBox for the return. So many veteran fighters didn't want this challenge. Down the invitation.
It's no fun, Joe, when you're getting hit and you can't get anything back. You hit me, I hit you, let's see what happens. And when it's 80-20, 90-10, nobody really wants to deal with that.
Learning the sweet science of boxing improves your quality of life after boxing. That's what we need to understand. And it's appreciated. And I appreciate
there's that long-range left hand again. And that one, he's saying, went low. Back to action now. As Guevara is squatting and taken. And now he tries to fire back and is off balance in doing so.
Tell if he's going to get that, he's got to go to the body, but then come right back up to the head.
Because going down to the body, Dre, is going to bring the hands down of Guevara, and it's going to leave his head exposed.
Oh, there it is upstairs! Shakur floors him again! 4, 5, 6, he may not beat the count! It's a knockout victory! Newark's own, homemade, homecoming, home run, Shakur Stevenson.
About to follow up, you see the body shot, right, left, then the combination to the head, a 3-piece. And Guevara just had a decision to make. He said, man, I'm getting hit to the body, I'm getting hurt to the body, now I'm getting hurt to the head. It all of a sudden doesn't make sense for a fighter when they're getting punished like that with both hands.
There was a left hand that came up from that angle to the head. There was a little body shot mixed in there as well.
But what I like about it is that he put them together in 3s and 4s, and he sat down on those punches. They weren't slapping punches. They were hard.
He is the winner by way of knockout. He is still undefeated and still the NAB all-featherweight champion.
Andre Ward, we have talked about it all week, of asking Jamel Herring, what's the game plan? What's the strategy, and how early do you get to it?
Jamel Herring's got to show that he can deal with the speed of Shakur and that he can start to get his own jab established and slowly start to push.
I don't like what I'm seeing right now from Jamel Herring. He's sitting back right now trying to box with Stevenson.
There's a body shot right hand from Shakur and then goes with the southpaw jab.
I see something very appealing from Shakur Stevenson. You see the grease on his body?
Yeah. And shimmer and shine off of the bright lights here at State Farm Arena. Left hand comes in from Shakur.
Start to implement the game plan that he's been talking about all week, which is being the bully.
If it stays like this, it's on Shakur's terms, Timmy.
All night long, Shakur Stevenson is systematically already breaking down and found his rhythm and found his mark quickly.
And you know that Shakur is getting to Jamel right now because he's got Jamel hesitant to throw. Jamel came out going punch for punch. Now he's got Jamel thinking, trying to figure out what to do next.
Getting hit with straight left hands from Shakur Stevenson.
And that's bad news for Team Herring when you get that kind of coaching after the first round. You would think that maybe that would happen after the midway point in this fight. So it's not looking good for Jamel Herring right now. He can still try to get himself in the fight, but Bomac is right. He's got to try to commit and sell out.
Opponents throughout his career at a 3.6 to 1 ratio. And there's the left hand at the end of the combination.
Who's the bigger man? Who's the bigger man? Is it Jamel Herring or Shakur Stevenson? Because he's walking down.
Well, that's the mistake we make sometimes. We think the taller guy is a stronger guy. The taller guy is the bigger guy. It's not necessarily true. Shakur looks a lot stronger than Jamel Herring to me right now.
Left hand landing. Good accuracy from Shakur, and then he places it to the body. Had a 3-punch combination, couple left hands up top, and then places it to the body. It's a very strong start for the undefeated fighter. And again. He said it would be his breakout performance. He took criticism for his last performance.
You know, there's spectacle in the sport. They're nice to have. But we as fighters, we want to be respected by the people in the industry and the fans. That's what Shakur Stevenson is fighting for right now.
And Shakur still got to be smart because Jamel and Shakur Stevenson is doing the right thing by marching forward behind the right jab.
1-2, backs it up with a southpaw right hook as well. And then from range, back to the jab. Good work. Pinpoint accuracy from Shakur Stevenson with that left hand.
Jamel Herring has to ask himself, what is he willing to live with? Is he willing to live with being on the outside of those punches that are not going to stop coming and maybe at some point start looking for a way out or maybe get caught by a big shot? Or is he going to fight fire with fire and do what he told us he was going to do and try to back Shakur Stevenson up?
With everything he's got.
Yeah, but see the ring IQ right here? Okay, you want to put the... You see, this is the fight that I knew that Shakur Stevenson had in him. I know he can stand his ground. I know he can fight well in the inside. And he's showing us a different dimension of his skill set. He can do it all.
Finding those levels too. Look at that 4-punch combination. Then goes down to the body with a jab. Then back upstairs with the left hand. 3-punch combination to the head. Shakur is in rhythm here in Atlanta. Look at this work.
It's looking like Gotti Floyd right now.
Yes, it is.
It's looking like Floyd Mayweather, Arturo Gotti right now, where you thought the bigger guy was going to back the smaller guy up, but the smaller guy has a lot more physical strength, a lot more prowess, and a lot more punching power than you thought.
Herring ain't going to lay down, though. I'm letting you know that right now. He's a Marine. He's going to fight back. And I see him. He's trying his spots right now.
He's taking those steps forward. Nobody said it would be easy, Jamel. But you got to go forward if you want to get it done.
And the game plan for Team Herring is also to try to take Shakur Stevenson into the deep rounds because they feel like he's got conditioning issues. He's never been in a tough fight, so that's also the game plan.
The fight is starting to break out now.
Isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Herring's not backing up, and Shakur's still giving. Bernardo.
On the other side, Wally Moses, who's the grandfather and trainer of Shakur Stevenson, said, I don't want him to allow Jamel to move to his right. I want him to keep him moving left and to continue digging to the body.
We will look for that.
Now you see Jamel trying to march forward.
Excuse me, my correction. Herring needs to push Shakur Stevenson to his left.
And right jab is the best thing Jamel Herring has going for him. That's the only shot he has to actually walk forward and actually get those power shots off that he wants to. If he tries to load up and lead, he's going to get countered. If he sits on the outside, he's going to get picked apart. Just like that.
Here comes the left hand.
You knew it was coming, doubling up that. Tough target to hit, though, is Shakur. Always has been.
You're right, Dre. That jab is causing some problems for Shakur Stevenson. Oh, nice shot right there.
Lifted him with the right hand. Off angle, didn't matter. Well scored by Stevenson.
That's been a difficult task for any fighter. Whoa.
Shakur turned him around, and now the headshots come in. Able to get around the guard.
And also showing that he's also strong and he can manhandle Jamel Herring, and then countering shots on Jamel just like that.
Hands free, guys.
Oh, nice.
That's what he has to do.
Right hand inside.
Has to be willing to just hit him and hit him anywhere and take some chances, especially when you can smother him. And he goes right back into the kitchen again and lands to the body, does Herring.
It's a really good round for Jamel Herring.
Shakur had a 16-12 connect advantage in that last round. 13 of the 16 connects were power punches.
Hands free, guys. Get out of there.
The whole time in the fighter meeting yesterday, good jab right there from Jamel Herring.
You have to push him to that point. You have to execute on that plan to get the answer.
Well, we see Jamel slowly trying to do that. He hasn't fully executed, but you see him trying.
Ooh, head clash.
Clash of heads there.
Oh, mean two-piece right there.
Timed
Both of them landed. But the frustrating part, fellas, is not the two-piece. It's when you think you're going to get something back, and the distance and the range and the legs of Shakur Stevenson won't allow you to get back. That's discouraging, fellas. That's demoralizing. Or his right arm and just let both shots go.
Ooh,
Shakur may throw.
Right
but he's got to
scored well by Stevenson right there.
He hurt him with that shot.
You saw Herring off balance for a moment, didn't you, Timmy?
Yes, he did. And the reason why that shot hurt him is because he didn't see it coming.
Quick right hook.
In the middle of round 6.
Oh, same shot right there. If it's working, why go away from it?
Look at the swelling around the left eye.
Right hook is Shakur Stevenson's power shot. He's a right-handed fighter. He's right-handed, but he fights in the southpaw stance.
Be able to generate that power as a natural righty, but a gifted and sublimely skilled southpaw in the ring. To win a featherweight championship, said I'm moving up to 130 pounds, 16-0, and tonight trying to stay the course to become a 2-division world champion, and he was the significant.
In the corner, Bomac, I asked him, how do you turn things around? He says he has to do what he did in that 5th round.
Shakur Stevenson makes adjustments.
Yes.
You know, that's when you're a top fighter. That's when you're one of the best guys in the division and in the sport of boxing. He took away the angle from Herring by throwing the right hook towards the area where he was going.
Where he had double-digit connects. He was 12 of 50 still, and Shakur still had seemingly better moments in that round, landing 13 power punches, so it's a clean sweep.
Right. Shakur landed the best punch in that round, and he did a little bit more. Jamel came on, but he let Shakur close it just enough where I gave Shakur that 5th round. He's got to try to take advantage, but Shakur is not playing along.
Hands free.
It's a mean three-piece right there.
See, Shakur is a really good inside fighter. And this is what I've been trying to tell people. He's a really good inside fighter if he wants to commit to it.
Soon enough, if he can continue on the path he's been on in his career.
Oh.
Keep him up, guys.
Team Herring has to continue to try to convince him that he can win this fight. Even though he's down on the card, son, you got to keep pressing forward. Remember the game plan. Said he was going to fade late. We'll never know if that's true if you don't let your hands go and start to hit him any and everywhere.
Now, these are the no regret moments.
Don't punch, step back.
He's only hitting Shakur to the body with the left hand. Free the right hand up and let both shots go.
And he needs to shorten his shots too. You know, he's throwing over the head of Shakur Stevenson. Wow, nice combination right there of Herring.
So the left hand was ineffective there. That time he was able to get to the body.
Guys.
Bad Herring is marching forward with no jab. Good Herring is the Jamel Herring that's coming forward with the right jab, coming behind that with the straight lefts and the body shots with both hands. He's got to stay disciplined with that right jab.
I like the body shots inside from Herring. Got to hit something.
There was a short right to the body.
Good short overhand left.
You know, Jamel Herring didn't really fall prey to all the jawing, all the chirping going on throughout the week here in Atlanta.
Jamel Herring has been executing Bone Mac's game plan these last few rounds, getting inside, dirtying it up, but Shakur Stevenson is tougher, rougher, and better inside than anyone thought.
That's the way Jamel Herring needs to answer a 2-3 punch combination from Shakur. He needs to answer with his own 2 or 3 punch combination. Shots like that.
Break, don't punch. I got it.
See, Stevenson has came in here this fight with a made-up mind. He just hurt Herring with that. He hurt Herring with an uppercut.
2 more headshots came in as well.
And Jamel Herring could very well be at 135 pounds.
He was.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just the best, I mean the biggest, but the best.
Another round where Shakur Stevenson lands double-digit power punches. He was 12 of 32 on power punches.
All I know is Shakur Stevenson see that blood, and I bet you he's going to attack that eye of Jamel Herring. Look at that. It's hard to see, especially when you got blood dripping down the eye. It's in the spot. It's above the eye, so it is definitely.
Now the cut is worsening, and another left hand comes in. And look at these headshots from Shakur. Efficient and sharp. So accurate and doing damage. He's got a little bit of an anger to him, too.
That's what blood does.
That is it. They are waving it off. This is a TKO victory for Shakur Stevenson, and he is a 2-division world champion.
See Shakur closing in on Jamel Herring. The blood excited him. He sees weakness in his opponent, and Jamel Herring isn't responding. So Shakur did what he was supposed to do. Pour it on. That's what you're trained to do, and this is what everybody asked for in his last fight. So he gave the fans and the media and everybody who had something to say and something to write what they wanted. Are you not entertained tonight by the young fighter Shakur Stevenson?
For your winner by technical knockout and new WBO Junior Lightweight Champion of the World, Shakur Stevenson!
Gentlemen, both
been given the instructions. Obey my command at all times and protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck.
Phenomenal defense.
Let's go.
Tremendous defensive fighter who has grown in stature and size, and now his lightweight debut. You will see this often with that lead hand. Stevenson often paws it out and just meets his opponent's jab.
Yoshino's already started to lunge forward. He's trying to close the distance, not coming behind the jab, and occasionally moving his head. Good right hand.
Yoshino goes with a right hand to the body. Shakur just slightly getting out of range. Right hand to the body again from Yoshino.
Smart, just closing the distance right there. Your safest place is when you're sitting down in your corner, but also it's in close, in tight.
You always talk about Stevenson being a master of range. What do you see early on with that? A measured first round between Stevenson and Yoshino. He said, you know, everything in my career, Timmy's starting to heat up. Says his focus is different. It's nothing but boxing. And he admitted to us that even when he fought Oscar Valdez, when he was unifying titles, even when he fought Jamel Herring, when he was absolutely dynamic in earning a belt.
Well, he understands what he's up against. You know, this is a stacked division, a 135-pound division. You know, if he wants to take it over, he knows he has to be on another level. Hit anything, shoulders, arms, forearms. Hit him in the chest, side of the head, doesn't matter. Just land, disrupt the timing of Shakur Stevenson.
In terms of pressure, in the two signature wins against Nakatani and Ito, Yoshino averaged nearly 73 punches thrown per round.
He found a pattern. Shakur found a pattern. Yoshino, he'll stick the jab hand out. He'll start jousting with it. Then he'll step inside, drop his head, or change levels and look for the right hand. And Shakur meeting him with the straight left hand.
Oh, and there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
Brilliant mind. He recognized the pattern. Yoshino stepping in. Little out of position. It looked like he was coming with a left hand over the top, throwing a jab. Shakur just slipping his head outside, throwing the left hand. You see him on his back foot right there. Beautiful, beautiful shot on the chin.
Absolutely perfect left hand. Uppercut. Backs it up with a straight left. Remember what Yoshino said about doubting Shakur's power. And remember what Shakur said back. Just missed with that sweeping uppercut. Shakur Stevenson does damage here in round two. There's a left hand again. Yoshino showing fight. Shakur goes underneath on the inside, sends him off balance with a check right hand. That was a masterful left hand moments ago that scored the knockdown. And you see a very fiery and game Yoshino. He's landing 59% of his power punches through 2 rounds with a knockdown scored. Just the second time that Yoshino has been knocked down in his career. There's that check hook.
Past the second round, he's found his range, Stress. In that first 2 rounds, he's judging and gauging the technique of his opponent. This is Shakur. Gathers his range, and then he goes in for his assault. Ooh, nice.
That was a left hand that hit right on the belt line, and it backed up Yoshino. And now Yoshino willing to trade with Shakur. Trying to get that lead foot to the outside and land a right hand as Shakur covers up, absorbs those punches, and then places a left hand to the body. 2-punch combination, including a right hook upstairs. Doubles up the right hand.
Great control work right there. He's using the probe, trying to set up something up top.
2-punch combination, scores up top.
He can move to his left, clockwise and counterclockwise, to get his offense off.
Tight combination on the inside. Yoshino with a short left hook on the inside. That power hand from the southpaw stance, including a left uppercut.
Great sequence right there from the the intelligence, Shakur Stevenson.
And there was a left uppercut that just landed moments ago here in the first 30 seconds of round number 4. As Yoshino's trying to stay in that pocket and exchange with Shakur, but Shakur is more accurate. He's so defensively sound. We always talk about plus minus when it comes to Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, in Yoshino's corner, they want an answer, and that answer is to punch with Shakur Stevenson. Don't wait for him to punch because it's too late.
You see the controls that he uses on his opposition. You see that. You see the combinations, the choices, the quick decisions that he makes in real time.
He said to us yesterday that he believes people need to relabel him stylistically and what he is. Watch what I've done in recent fights. I stay right in front of guys.
Look, phone booth.
Yes.
Literally. Arms reach apart, and he's dominating.
So the Shakur Stevenson early in his career, and perhaps the Shakur Stevenson leading to his first title, is not the Shakur Stevenson you've been seeing in recent fights. It's this version.
Yeah,
and another accurate left hand lands.
And a nice right hand right there from Yoshino, but, you know, he's getting lucky occasionally. Shakur Stevenson isn't perfect. Everybody gets hit, but the fact that he's that close, he's in punching range, he will take some shots. He will.
Woo! And another knockdown scored.
See the combinations right here from Shakur Stevenson. Coming around that guard, beautiful right hook. The combinations, just throwing, letting his hands go. That opened up. He moved the guards right there. Boom! Left hook, sitting him down like a child in timeout. Beautiful work right here by Shakur Stevenson, the phenom.
Right hook scores the knockdown. 3-punch combination.
Okay, box.
Right hook, straight left. Combination leads with the uppercut, and another uppercut. There's that right hook again.
When he leans forward, he dips, he shoots a jab on the right hand, he runs in with shots like that, and he's available for the check hook.
There's the check hook.
There it is.
Throws him off balance and goes with the left to the body. Comes back with the left upstairs, just a grazing blow that time. That lead hand is doing damage. Goes underneath that time with the left uppercut to start the combination. Headshot was able to sneak around the guard.
High guard killer right here.
That lead hand of Shakur Stevenson. You see the physical maturation across his back. You see the temperament and style being well defined now at this stage in a division that is going to be red hot. A division that'll see an undisputed title fight on ESPN pay-per-view between Lomachenko and the world champion Devin Haney. That Bill says they are not moving up to 140 pounds. 135 is the real estate you want to be in, folks, right now.
That's what I'm talking about. Bill Haney and Devin Haney is about the legacy also, just like Shakur Stevenson is. That's what they're about, my goodness.
Step back, step back, step back.
He has total control over Yoshino. And Yoshino's taking a ton of punishment. He really is. It's not a whole lot of punching power on those shots, but they're hard enough. They put him on the canvas twice. But if he continues to take this leather, it's not good for him. Ooh,
oh, he just caught a big left uppercut. Shakur lining him up behind that jab.
He hurt him with
that
a jab
lead
right there.
hand has been devastating tonight. Just turning over that jab alone. It doesn't take the check hook for Shakur to have success. And now Yoshino tries to come in and place anything he can. Yoshino, even in some of his biggest wins, have taken punishment. That is another shot, and that's enough. And to your point, Tim Bradley, the accumulation, the concern of just taking the beating. Alan Hungen says, I've seen enough. You were concerned.
Yes. Taking too many heavy shots over and over and over and over.
That's it, bro.
That last left uppercut.
For your winner by technical knockout, Shakur Stevenson.